Hey everyone, welcome to SCAUDIO. I'm Scott, and you're watching my channel, I guess. Welcome. Thanks for watching the channel. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever been on YouTube. I'm super pumped to be here. I've been influenced by so many of you out there. So let me kind of tell you about how I got started. So when I was young, my parents split up. My mother remarried a wonderful guy, and with him came a wonderful stereo system. So when that thing was moved in, my eyes they lit up. You know, before that, I've always had like smaller like boom boxes and mostly like tape player, just what most kids had. But this thing was just towers that were you know sticking up and a big rack and a glass shelf, and man was I excited. And so as that thing moved in and got set up, and I felt more comfortable, the more and the more and the more I listened to it. And he had this wonderful CD collection, and everything from like the modern rock of that era to some of the classical stuff. And I sat there and I would listen to CD after CD every chance I got. And whenever they were not home, of course, I was like cranking it up, playing with the different settings and learning about everything. And then I started repositioning the speakers without them knowing, and then putting them back when they came back home, just to get like the ideal sound. I actually brought some of his CDs with me through that entire journey, and he still reminds me that, hey, remember that big CD collection I had, and things would just keep slowly missing. I was like, yeah, I honestly, I still have some of them. Do you want them back? And he just kind of jokes about it, but I think he knows that I really enjoyed it, and that made it maybe a little bit more acceptable that I kind of carried him with me. Great dad. Let me listen to his stereo, and I actually stole a CD, so I definitely owe him. I actually recently just bought him a set of headphones, and I hope that was a little bit of a payback for all the missing media that I had taken over the years. So, what do I want to review? I kind of want to get it started with a couple speakers that I have currently. Obviously, no one's sending me anything because no one knows who I am. I have a couple of pairs of headphones really like to review. I know that those aren't really watched as much as like speakers and comparison videos, but I think they all have their own place, and I think that someone might find some kind of benefit. Maybe it's only a couple of viewers, but someone might be looking for them, and maybe I can give them some insight into how they sound, how they feel, the build quality, and things like that. I also have a very interesting set of headphones. They're not even out yet, but they caught my interest, and I'm going to be talking about them in up and coming future videos. And I think that those have the potential to be a very good sounding speaker and have some extremely unique features. But they also, on the other side, have the potential to be gimmicky or poor build quality. So I'm very anxious to start sharing what I have, what technical details I have, and some of the pictures I have, as well as start talking through what some of my concerns with them might be. And then hopefully some of you will provide some comments, and we can have a little bit back and forth what we all think these are actually going to do and be. So stick around, hit the subscribe button so you get the notification at least that I put up the next video or videos, and let me know if there's anything that you would really, really want to see. I mean, we can do receivers, I want to do decks, I want to do amps. Like I said, a little bit on the headphone side. Talking personally, audio has improved my quality of life. I feel emotional with it. I get an attachment to it, and it can do everything from brighten my day to help sort out some of the feelings I might have. I want to be able to pass that along to some of the people that might be struggling to find a quality build for a reasonable price. I think between a mixture between doing some heavier reviewing on the budget side, as well as potentially looking at the used market, maybe coming up with used packages or items that frequently hit the used market and they're a quality piece at a good price. Work towards piecing them together and giving someone else that same enjoyment. So stick around, hit subscribe, hit like. I'm glad I'm here. Hopefully I can keep this journey going and something comes out of it.